We back. I can't find my mic. But yeah, we back. Um, Not only that, I know where it is. I just can't find a place to put it to where it can be set up to where I can speak into it. So we're not doing it no mic today. Anyway, we back. We're doing week one predictions. It's time. NFL season starts tomorrow. These are pretty late. This is kind of like a last minute decision, but I am coming back and better than ever. Anyway, it's your host with the most, the GT show. I am GT. Let's do it. Anyway, week one predictions. Week one is upon us. We're gonna start this off by doing tomorrow's game, aka the first game of the season, which is being the Chiefs hosting the Lions. Very good matchup to actually start the season. The Lions are a younger team coming in, rebuilding quite nicely. The Chiefs just won a Super Bowl. They're still Super Bowl contenders. They could repeat. It is what it is. But this is what we're doing. Um, the Lions, this is a good challenge for them to start off the season with. You go up against the reigning Super Bowl champions. All right, the Chiefs, they're gonna be there. They know what they're doing. No one would be surprised if they won this game. I think more people would be surprised if the Lions won than the Chiefs. But I'm not going to predict that. I'm predicting the Chiefs all day. I think a solid 34 to 30 win. Actually, 35 to 30 win by the Chiefs. I think it might be a little bit shootout. I think both defenses are just gonna they're slowly getting back. I think the offenses are gonna rip a little bit more. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. So yep, give me the Chiefs over the Lions, 35 to 30. Taking on to our next game, we got a divisional rivalry game, which I love having these week one, week two, week three, these early on. Get to test yourself a little bit because A, it's a division rival, so you're always going to play hard against the division rivals. Everyone plays hard against division rivals, all right? And so here's what we're doing. Give me Panthers, Falcons, all right? Falcons, I believe, are going to take this win. I like the roster a little bit more. I think the Panthers they're rebuilding the Panthers. They've signed some free agents who are they could be hit or miss. They're slightly better, but some of them are on the decline. And they did draft Bryce Young, who could be good. I think he has a rocky start. I don't think the rookies are going to do too well. All three starting rookie quarterbacks this season too well in the first few weeks. I think later on as they develop, they get better into that NFL game, assuming they don't injure themselves. Hopefully not. Fingers crossed. We don't want that. That being said, I want to take the guy who started a few games last year, went 2-2, Desmond Ridder over Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young is going to have a few aching pains. I think the Falcons are my pick to win the division. It's a very weak division. All the team. This is a division where the Falcons can go like 7-9 and they'll win the division. It's not 7-9, 7-10 win the division. Division's really weak. They're a first round exit. Doesn't matter. I'm not getting into that. I'm doing Falcons over Panthers, and I'm doing it a respectfully 21-17 game. Things are going to come down close. The division game, they usually always come down close. But yeah, I had the Falcons 21 to 17. Up next, pimp the hat. We all know what's coming. All right, my Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be playing hosts for the first time in like 14 years, week one, to the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy's healthy. Nick Bosa will play. He just signed a massive contract. Good for him. He deserves it. George Kittle is still day to day. It's looking more like he's not going to play at all, which means we're going to play against their backups. It happens. George Kittle, get better. I don't like seeing people being injured. So I it's unfortunate because I'd rather play against you because I enjoy a competition. I think we should thrive underneath it. But injuries happen. So please get better, sir. Acting like he's gonna watch this video, he won't. But anyway. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner. They have the Niners are last year's NFC runner-ups. All right. If whatever reason the Eagles died for whatever reason, got hit by a meteor, the plane crashed, they all died. I don't know. The Niners would have went to the Super Bowl. Some weird things, but yeah, that's how that would have been. Pittsburgh Steelers missed the playoffs last year after zombieing it out, potentially always making it, because that's the Steelers motto. They did get better. I know this because I follow the team, obviously, and there's clear indications, despite what people say, that they did get better. Week one, this is a slugfest. You have two top five defenses, in my opinion, going after each other. Brock Purdy versus Kenny Pickett. It's a matchup really a lot of people want to see. I mean, in my opinion, I want to see it's the two best rookie quarterbacks from last year. You know, the first rounder, the last pick of the draft going in. You know, see that quarterback battle will be great. Against the two defenses, I'm calling a very close game. Somewhat low scoring, depending on what, maybe more average scoring, or middle scoring. Low scoring would probably be like a 6-3 game or something like that, or like, no, I'm calling a 20-17 win. Of course, I'm doing it for Pittsburgh. Obviously, always have to rep. Unless I think there's a clear loss, I'm going to call the Pittsburgh Steelers. It just makes sense. Especially week one. It's not like I have much film to really go off. I have to go off last year, and that went well. Brock Purdy's coming off an injury, so I want to see how he plays accordingly to that, and because an injury can really be rough on a player coming back. So we'll see with that. They have weapons. I mean, CMC is great. Still probably potentially the best running back in the league currently. You have Deebo Samuel. He's a speed threat. You put him anywhere. He's really good. Brandon Ayuk is very fantastic. Outside of their tight ends, I don't really know much about because George Kittle's not playing. I can't really speak to that. They have a very solid O-line. So, and then their defensive line is great. Nick Bosa's there. Fred Warner in that middle linebacker spot's good. Their secondary is still playing at a high level. So, I'm expecting a grudge match, but personally, I believe the Steelers get this done. The Niners tend not to play too well week one, with some adjustments, and I think that continues here. On to the next game, another division game. Excuse me, that I wish to be watching. Way of work, I mean, I wouldn't watch it because I'm watching my game, but maybe follow a little bit, is the Bengals and the Browns. Two of my division rivals, all right. Very good matchup to start off. Another division matchup. I think they're happy, excited for this, playing a division. Like I said, I like seeing division matchups week 1 through like 3 because it allows you to shake up. You get, if you get a win, then your opponent, your division rival gets a loss. That can bump you up higher in the standings. Yada yada. You get what I mean. This is the first time Deshaun Watson's going to start a week 1 in about 3 years. 3 years? 2 years? 3 years? Something like that. Because he was out one and he was suspended for like 11 games last year. Do I think he's ready? I don't know. I mean, he kind of looked very terrible in his return when he did play for Cleveland. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Steelers fan. I'm saying that because he actually did look terrible. But he was able to practice with Amari Cooper and the rest of the Browns team, so he can look. I hear Joe Burrow's day-to-day. I heard that they did clear him, and I believe he is playing. So, that's good for Bengals fans to have Joey B back after that leg injury. Just hope he doesn't restrain it too much, because next thing you know, he's out for like a considerable amount of time, and then bye-bye Bengals. I'm not saying that. No, I'm not going to say that, because the Bengals actually have a good team. They'll be fine without Joey B. They'll probably win a few games. It'll be okay. But yeah, Bengals, Browns in Cleveland. I'm going to choose the Bengals. I think the smart decision is to choose the Bengals. I just trust the Bengals more. The Browns, don't get me wrong, I think this game goes either way, which is why I'm calling this a 21-20 game. I think it comes down to a touchdown, extra point. But I choose the Bengals over the Browns. I really do. You can hate me, you can love me, don't care. But you're gonna hate me no matter what because I'm a Steelers fan. But yeah, I like the Bengals in the 21-20 gauntlet fest. So yeah, Up next, another divisional game, Jaguars Colts. I'm automatically choosing the Jaguars here. The Colts do not do well versus Jacksonville at all, no matter what. It the Jaguars are elite. Um, excuse me. So I gotta choose Jacksonville here. My opinion, I think Trevor Lawrence just got better because he just added another weapon. Calvin Ridley coming back, and I know Calvin Ridley took a year off because he was suspended for a year, but to me, Calvin Ridley is just going to play with such intensity. He's just going to be good. It's Calvin. I think I like the way Calvin Ridley was with the Falcons. I think he's going to do fantastic with the Jaguars. I think they just give Trevor another weapon. Christian Kirk's still going to be playing at a decent level. Zay Jones is still going to be there. Travis Etienne is still going to be playing at an elite level. You got Evan Ingram on that defense. I don't know much about outside of Josh Allen, assuming he's still there. I don't really follow the Jags too much outside of their offense. But yeah, I'm going to choose a Jacksonville 33-3 victory. I know it's stupid, but the Colts are throwing out Anthony Richardson, who looked awful in the preseason, and I still think he looks awful. The Colts are just taking a decline. There's no Jonathan Taylor, so their best players are essentially off the team, outside of like DeForest Buckner, who's kind of old. It's the easiest choice. Now, don't get me, it's going to be a trap game. It's week 1, but I like the Jacksonville Jaguars in this matchup. Up next, the Bucks are going to Minnesota. The Vikings and the Buccaneers. Kirk Cousins playing 1 o'clock is the most elite quarterback in the league. And the Bucks, who are starting Baker Mayfield, who are potentially going to finish last in the division because Baker's buns. I am choosing Minnesota. I'm going to go something like 21 to like 10. I think they do score some points, but like I trust the Vikings more. Justin Jefferson's there. I think Alexander is a very good, solid number 2. Now stepping up into number 1 after because Dalvin Cook is injury prone, essentially made of glass. I'm going to take. I like Alexander Madison. They just picked up Jordan Addison. T.J. Hawkinson's there. I think KJ Osborne's still on the team. Is it KJ Osborne? Yeah, he's still on the team. They overall have a very solid team. So I'm going to take the Cousins and the Vikings here. And then next up, Titans Saints. Interesting week 1 matchup, I won't lie, but nonetheless, we cover it. The Titans and the Saints. Saints picked up Derek Carr. Really good. Titans picked up D-Hop, so Saints get a better quarterback. Titans get the number 1 wide receiver after they stupidly trade away A.J. Brown. But hey, whatever. I'm not the owner of the team or GM or whatever. They do what they want to do. My opinion, though, I would have potentially kept him, but then you probably don't get D-Hop. So anyway, that's not the point. Titans are expected to be the worst in their division. Probably maybe like number 2, number 3 pick. They're expected to be pretty bad. I actually think the Titans finish second in the division. Do not like Houston. I do not like the Colts. That being said, with the Titans being the way they are, Ryan Tannehill I think still is a probably like a C to D tier quarterback. He's getting old. It's he can still play, but Derrick Henry's also getting old. He's still going to be their workhorse. He's still going to produce, but he's slowly declining. That being said, I honestly like the Saints a little bit more. I think it's going to be an edge game. I'm going to take 23-20. I want to take the Saints. It's not like there's a lock of the week. My lock of the week was the Jacksonville Jaguars game, if I'd be honest. Next up, Cardinals Commanders. I'm taking Commanders. There's really no expectation here. The Cardinals are expected to go 0-17. They're not favored in any of their games, and that means they're playing the Texans, which means the Texans are favored at least one in the games. That is bad. They're starting Josh Dobbs, who I love Josh Dobbs, all right? Steelers fan. Of course I love Josh Dobbs. But the Cardinals, likely they're going to trade Kyler away. They essentially cut their Commanders, they're going to start Sam Howell. potentially might have a field day. Terry McLaurin's going to be playing. Curtis Samuel's great. Brian Robinson's going to be back. I think Logan Thomas is their tight end. Still phenomenal. I'm going to choose the Commanders to win 40-0. I would not surprise if the Cardinals do not score a single point in this game. There's not really much else I can say to that. Just, the Commanders are going to go on top. And next, we have Texans-Ravens. Another game where, I already know who's going to win this. Unfortunately, the Ravens are going to win this because Lamar Jackson's back. They just signed him. Mark Andrews is going to be playing. OBJ's there, but who really cares? They don't really pass the ball. If they do, it's always to Mark Andrews anyway. So, I'm going to say that. I don't care if I'm wrong or right. It's the truth. And their defense is still a top 10 defense in the league. So, the Texans are running out CJ Stroud. They're running out Will Anderson, Nico Collins. That's probably about to the extent of their team. Not really much there. They're definitely in the rebuild stages, unfortunately. I'm taking the Ravens 27 to 13. Excuse me. Why not my brain fart there? Anyway, not important. Next up, the beginning of a 4:25 games. We have another division rivalry, which I love to see. Packers-Bears. Historical, classic, potentially number one in the league. Depending on where you go and who you ask. It's the oldest rivalry. This is the Packers just lost Aaron Rodgers. He went to the Jets. They're starting out Jordan Love, who Packers fans are excited for. I haven't seen much. I think he's kind of mid at most. Justin Fields is also very mid. This is the battle of the mid quarterbacks. I think Justin Fields is more overrated than I don't care. You can fight me. I think Justin Fields is probably the most overrated quarterback in the entire league. That being said, I still like the Bears more. Realistically, this is two teams where it really, I'm just gonna say score. Yeah. Honestly, I'm going to say 27-24 Bears. There's really I really don't care much about this game because both offenses are mid, both defenses are mid. Both quarterbacks are overrated, but one's more overrated than the other because the other fans are hyping up just for failure. It's great to see, actually. Next up, we have the next 4:25 game, Raiders-Broncos, battle of the mid. What's with these mid teams playing each other week one? I get it, your division rivals, but come on. Broncos are just starting out Sean Payton, who's probably a top 10 coach still after coming out of retirement for a year or two. Wasn't the year just a year? I don't know. Forgot when he retired. But he's back. He's coaching the Broncos. I don't know if that's good or bad. Maybe he can straighten out Russ a little bit. And you do that, my opinion is the Broncos don't actually have a terrible team. I'm not saying they're going to go playoff contenders or anything, but I think the Broncos you're looking at a team that can probably finish 8-9, maybe 9-8, maybe. And the Raiders, Jimmy G, but the Raiders are going to Raider. In my opinion, not very good. So I'm going to take the Broncos in a 21-17 victory. Next up, Eagles-Patriots. I'm taking Eagles. Patriots are going to finish last in the division. They have the worst roster in their entire division. They are the worst team in their entire division. Outside of the Colts, they're probably outside the Colts, Titans, and Texans. They are the worst team in the entire AFC. So that being said, Eagles Super Bowl runner-ups. There's not really much I can say here. The Eagles are just the Eagles. They lose a few players, but they're still going to be Eagles. I expect big things from the Eagles. I think everyone does. I'm expecting a 33-3 blowout in favor of the Eagles. All right. I don't care, New England fans. You can fight me. Anyway, Dolphins Chargers. Very good game. Tua comes back. Hopefully he won't get concussed. We'll see. Because if he's done with that, it's over. But you got another 4:25. Dolphins Chargers. Love it. Justin Herbert versus Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, both drafted class. This is a good matchup. I like it. My opinion, I like Dolphins a little more. Think Chargers are kind of a little overrated. I'm sorry, Chargers fans. I like how I'm apologizing to like six people. Doesn't matter though. But I like the Dolphins more. Um, I think it's going to be an edge fight. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to say a 33-30 game. Yeah, that's what I'm calling. And then our last 425 game, Rams Seahawks. Rams are clearly the worst team. Um, they're in the midst of what I believe they should honestly start trading away players and start doing what the Chargers are doing, what the not Chargers, what the Cardinals are doing and rebuilding because they're done. They sold their soul for a Super Bowl win that they did win, and that's it. Unlike the Seahawks, who have realistically quarterbacks maybe their own main issue, depending on how Geno does. I think Geno's going to play fine. He played fine last year. I think he plays fine then too. And outside of him, that's about it. So yeah, and the Rams are the Rams. They're mid. They're below average. They're essentially Cooper Cup and Aaron Donald. That's your team. Do with that with what you will, but that's about it. One's made of glass. The other one is getting old. Um, I think. I honestly think what they should do is trade both players away. Maybe Matthew Stafford too. You already got that. Try to get some first round picks. So you can try to replace with younger guys because it's rebuild time. At least you got your Super Bowl win. All right, good for you. Now we come up to our Sunday night football game. Another division rivalry. Giants hosting the Cowboys. Why the Cowboys always playing Sunday night, week one? It's because Jerry Jones owns the TV rights to everything, apparently. Um, that being said, I can see a Cowboys win. I can see a Giants win. Both. I mean, this is both teams that go there. Um, Daniel Jones just got paid big, like he's an elite quarterback, so I guess he is elite. And Dak Prescott is about to get replaced by Trey Lance, so realistically, I guess that tells me everything I should know. I know that's just the memes. I'm just making memes right here, but trying to have a little fun here. But looking at it, I'm just gonna choose 23-20 Cowboys just to make it up. See how it goes. You can flip both teams. It could be a 23-20 Giants victory. That's how this game can go. It's a 50-50. It's literally just a coin flip. You can go flip the coin, go with where you want to go, and call it a day. But then finally, up Monday Night Football on 9/11, the Jets of New York are hosting the Bills of Buffalo. I don't know why we're talking about Jets and 9/11, but here we go again, I guess. Um, Bills, Jets, Aaron Rodgers, the Jets are looking to do what the Buccaneers did a few years back with Aaron Rodgers and that team. Will it happen? I can't tell you. I think it will because personally, the Jets' defense is much better than some of the other defenses Aaron Rodgers has had outside of maybe the defense he played in the Super Bowl with. And the Bills, in my opinion, are overrated. Josh Allen's the most overrated quarterback in the league. Probably, yeah, I'd say Josh Allen over Justin Fields now. The entire Bills is overrated. You could find the Bills Mafia. I do not care. I will take every single one of you. You drunk jumping through table, crazy, stupid people. But yeah, I'm taking the Jets here. I'm taking the Jets in a very nice slugger match of 27-24. That is it. That is all the games for this week. This has been the GT Show. Saluting off.